So next up, second of our female races, the D 3,000 metres for our women, 17 starters, and once again we'll announce the field once they're underway. Also a reminder to athletes coming to the track that you do check in over by the finish line under the blue tent. Aaron and Simone doing a wonderful job handing out hip numbers which go on your right hip.
So girls, just listen up. So make sure you're a step back off the line, I'll call you up. Girls in the front.
Don't forget, results will all be updated very quickly on Results Hub, so keep checking in on Results Hub to get the up-to-date results. And we are live streaming. If you're not going to stay at the track, check out Athletics Exclusive because the live stream will be on all the way through till about 9:45 this evening at the conclusion of our program here at Lakeside Stadium. So on the line now, once again, we'll announce our field of 17 once they're underway in the women's D 3,000 metres.
Yeah, she's just a pace runner. On your marks.
So underway, the women's D 3,000 metres. Julie Norney from Box Hill, Alicia Reid from Wellington Athletics, Olivia Higginbotham from Ballarat YCW. From Diamond Valley, we have Grace Robinson. Mila Hopkins is also here. From Mentone, Joanne Pratt. Angela Williams from Wendouree. From Melbourne University, Rosie Walsh. Charlotte O'Brien from Frankston. From Doncaster, Madeline Kearney. Also from Doncaster, Lucy Kearney. From Essendon, Alison Rogers. Yarra Rangers, Katrina Winger. Grace Muller, also Yarra Rangers. Then we have Sky Emery. Sonna Backer from Doncaster. From Ballarat YCW, Lenny Williams. And it is the young lady from Diamond Valley, Grace Robinson, leading the way. Then it is the pair from YCW in Lenny Williams, also Olivia Higginbotham in second and third positions. So Kearney in next position. Looks like we might have a pacemaker, and I reckon that might be Charlotte Wilson in the white cap. So Charlotte Wilson's just sitting there in fifth position. Not sure what the pace instructions are. Might find out from our starters marshal on what the instructions for Charlotte are, but it's a nice pack as they go through towards the 400 metres. So an opening lap here of around this 79 seconds, so about 10-minute pace. So 80 seconds is 10-minute schedule. So nice fast start, the fastest seeds. No one in this field has broken 11 minutes, so they are off to a dazzling start here. Now we see our pacer start to take the lead. So a super quick start there because the pace is going to be going at 87-second laps, which is more in tune with what the capabilities of the ladies in this event. And now we see Charlotte just starting to force the pace out front, or sorry, control the pace out front because the pace was very fast. 80 seconds early, way too quick for many of these runners, and we might see a little bit of collateral damage. Sonna Backer now moving alongside. Julie Norney, one of our super masters athletes, looking beautiful early on. You can see the taller figure of Ali Rogers also moving nicely just to the outside, going past some of the younger runners, sitting midfield there. But Backer now getting right on to the back of Charlotte Wilson. As we see a few of the younger runners now just starting to drift back a little bit because that opening lap was relatively fast. So Wilson through the 800, 2:45, so that's better. That's an 85-second lap. Backer looking strong. Norney in third position on the track, excluding the pacemaker. As Wilson just has a look around the shoulder because you can probably hear the footsteps just drifting behind a little bit. So Charlotte Wilson pacing nicely. So she was right on target time as they went through on that lap. As I said, probably that opening lap, and you're seeing some of the more experienced runners now starting to come through, and that includes Nornie. Williams on the rails as well, Angela Williams. So two absolute champions of our Masters athletics scene in Nornie and Williams up there. Ali Rogers also looking really solid out front as well, so she's moving nicely. Madeline Kearney up there, also from the Yarra Rangers Club, Grace Muller to the outside and moving well. Hopkins coming through, Pratt with her, and also Rosie Walsh from Melbourne University. So only about 60 metres separating the entire field at the moment as they go through that 1 kilometre mark. So 1.1 kilometre in now. And all of them well under the 4-minute mark. Out front, Backer, Nornie, Williams, Rogers, Kearney. So the pace are doing a great job now. Right on target there. Right on target there for Charlotte Wilson. So this is what they need. Someone just not getting too excited, leading them through and then setting them up for that last kilometre. And it's Sonna Backer, the one who's just making the most of that great pacing from Charlotte Wilson. They're all getting into rhythm now. You can just see that long line starting to form. Great move from Grace Muller to get into that position just behind Rogers. Kearney just behind her. Then we have our early leader from Diamond Valley and Robinson. So watching a few other little moves starting to take place in this mid part of the journey as it's Angela Williams who now steps into the lead position behind the pacemaker. Sky Emery, that was a good move from her. She's gone to the outside of Charlotte O'Brien. Coming through now, Alicia Reid from Wellington. Then we have Lucy Kearney, Joe Pratt, Hopkins in next position, and then Walsh. So Williams now, the only one who's gone with the pacemaker. I wouldn't be surprised if Nornie starts to edge forward soon as well. So two of our more experienced runners out the front of this women's D race at the moment. As it's Angela Williams shown plenty of ticker to go with the pacemaker here. And once again, Wilson right on target as she goes through. So Rogers still looking really good behind Backer at the moment. Kearney in next position. O'Brien in next slot there for Frankston. So the chase pack of 4 starting to ease away now from Kearney. O'Brien and also Alice starting to move their way forward. Winger alongside Robinson at the moment. So two good runners here from the Yarra Rangers Club in Muller, who we're seeing now alongside Julie Nornie, and also Winger starting to make her way through the chases as well. But out front, Angela Williams, 3 laps out. Muller's looking very strong. Rogers hanging on beautifully there with Backer. Kearney also in the mix. Now we have Winger starting to pick up a few more scalps, and then Higginbotham from Ballarat YCW in next position, and also Lenny Williams. Reid also coming through with 3 to go. So coming to the 2 kilometre mark, Angela Williams now out with the pacemaker, and Wilson's got her through in 7:06. So that's probably about 10:40 pace potentially. Muller alongside Nornie, and they've now cleared out. We will need the lights on in the facility fairly soon. It is getting pretty dark here over the far side. So Wilson still leading Angela Williams from the Wendouree Club in Ballarat. Muller going the long way because she's running alongside Julie Nornie, not tucking in on the rail as yet. Kearney now to the outside of Backer. Rogers just behind them. On the rails, I think that's O'Brien. Winger just behind her, then Alice, Robinson, Higginbotham. So 2 out now. Now Muller decides to take the rail. Kearney just to the outside of backer. Alice coming through with Robinson and Higginbotham. Gap then to Lenny Williams. Now the pack's really starting to form behind. Quite a clutch of the young girls coming through, or young ladies coming through now with 2 laps to go. So it's Williams, Hopkins, Pratt, Kearney, Reid, Walsh. But out front, Angela Williams, approaching the 600 to go. So coming in with a seed time of 11:15, Williams is going to be well and truly ahead of that, but so too many of the runners in this race, as Muller doing a good job just sitting off the back of Norney. Very experienced runner in Julie Norney, in great shape as well. And this is a very mature run from Grace Muller to be running with the likes of Julie Norney out front. So Backer and Rogers, they're side by side still. Winger's done a good move to get right up into that pack with O'Brien from Frankston. As Angela Williams on her own now, as she comes down to hear the sound of the bell. She's up by about 40 metres on Julie Norney. Grace Muller in third. Rogers now moves forward into 4th position. And the bell starts ringing. Muller now coming alongside Norney. There could be a little bit of kick down here. So Grace Muller, 1 to go. Rogers, O'Brien, big move from her. Then Backer, Winger, Kearney. Alice starting to hit her straps with when she hears the sound of the bell. Robinson working hard to go with her, then Higginbotham. Should be a nice race from this chase pack. While she was sitting at the rear of the fields, now starting to come through. She's alongside Pratt, Kearney on the rails, Reid to the outside of her, Hopkins and also Williams. But out front, just approaching the 200 to go now, Angela Williams from Wendouree. So just under 200 metres separating our field here. Muller and Norney still locked together, and look at the long striding Rogers. Also Backer showing some of that 800 metre pace of hers. This is going to be a good race over the final 200 as Backer can smell a little bit of blood just in front of her. But around the top bend, and we're seeing Angela Williams. No one's going to get Angela from that position. And Angela Williams, the experienced runner, top-class Australian runner for many years, and Angela Williams still showing us how it's done here. The time, it's going to be at a 10:45 thereabouts. Great running. Backer now moving herself into that second position. As I said, that 800 metre speed, you can't counter that. And it will be Angela Williams coming through, and a nice little run here from Angela. It's going to be an unofficial time of 10:47. Sonna Backer, she'll take next position, well under the 11-minute mark. Then Rogers, Norney, Muller, smile on her face there for Grace Muller. O'Brien also smiles as she stops the watch. Alice and Winger, just give that to Alice potentially. Then Kearney, big brave run there from Grace Robinson. 11:30 was her best, and she's come in and absolutely smashed that. Another big run also here from the Ballarat YCW runner in Higginbotham. She also was on 11:30 seed time. So lots of smiles. Kearney through next, and that's Lucy. 11:15 was her time, so just over that. Reid also through, the Wellington runner. She had an 11:26, so that's a new PB for her. And Lenny Williams will round out our field in 11:30 thereabouts. So great racing there in our women's D3000